Coconuts TV.
Anybody from outer space who comes to Metro Manila and see the traffic situation, particularly at the peak hour, the best word to describe that is a nightmare. The chaos, the disorder.
Almost every city on Earth has traffic. It's simply a part of urban life. But in Southeast Asia, Manila is one of the worst places to get into a car. During peak hours, a 30-minute journey can take 3 hours as drivers inch along the city's crumbling road system. Beyond the mere inconvenience of traffic in most cities, Manila's gridlock is taking a toll on the country's work productivity, economy, and family life.
Can you compute the number of hours that they lost instead of being with their family at the end of the day to cook them dinner, to be home early and read books to their children? They're losing that.
Manila's intense traffic has even changed the way people interact.
We're one of the most social media savvy people because we can't get together face to face. We have to do everything by internet or by text.
So why is traffic so bad in Manila? It's a perfect storm of too many cars, not enough roads, and inadequate public transportation. Before World War II, Manila actually had one of the most efficient tram and train systems in Southeast Asia.
The sad thing is that World War II destroyed most of this. The train system, the tram system, the cars themselves were salvaged for the steel. After the war, the car and truck lobby didn't want the trams to come back. And so we shifted from rail-based and tram-based systems to urban design that was based on cars and buses.
Metro Manila's infrastructure continued to erode under years of political turmoil, corruption, and neglect. The Aquino administration is finally starting to pay attention and initiate road improvements, but the situation is dire and there are no quick fixes. Metro Manila is one of the world's most densely populated cities, almost twice as dense as New York City. It currently has 12 million inhabitants, and that number swells to 15 million on weekdays with the influx of commuters. The rapid urbanization and densification of Metro Manila has worsened traffic congestion over the past few decades. While the population has grown, the infrastructure to accommodate people on the roads has not. Each day, an estimated 2.2 million vehicles cram onto 5,000 kilometers of roads. That's 440 vehicles for every 1 kilometer of road. It's been said that at least 3,000 kilometers of new roadways must be added to ease traffic. One of the greatest problems with Manila's transit system is that it's essentially tribal. Metro Manila isn't really one city, it's 16 cities and one town. Each municipality has its own government and, incredibly, its own way of dealing with traffic.
Our greatest enemy today is politics, especially the fact that Metro Manila, although it's one urban homogeneous entity, is governed by 17 different local government units, the heads of which all don't like each other or barely talk to each other, although they of course will deny that.
If driving in Manila is bad, then public transportation is pathetic. Metro Manila has the smallest mass transit rail system of Asia's megacities. If you've ever tried to take the train, you'll know that the rail system seems like it's set up to be as awful and inefficient as possible. Different terminal locations have different payment systems, and the only thing that is reliable is that the lines will be long.
To get a ticket, sometimes you have to experience blood, sweat, and tears to be in a jam-packed station with no ventilation and no organized queuing system. It's really, really bad.
There's also the mayhem of the city's buses, which are operated by 165 different bus companies. They often fight for passengers on crowded streets, adding to congestion and causing accidents that lead to even more traffic. So, what is to be done? In a nutshell, there are 3 ideas. The first one is changing the government structure to make it more centralized. That way, there is one body that could make one set of rules. Number 2 is to accept that Manila is too unwieldy a beast to reform. Instead, different pockets of the city should transform themselves into their own urban hubs. Finally, some people have suggested improving the mass transportation system. Each plan is ambitious, and in the current political climate, probably impossible. But public pressure is mounting. While the Philippines has one of the fastest growing economies in Asia, traffic congestion is holding it back. Studies say traffic drains the country of 2.4 billion pesos every day, or a total of 876 billion a year. Perhaps this will be the impetus for change, but in the short term, thanks to new road projects and political gridlock, you can expect Manila's traffic to get even worse.